Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Christine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like flying Cybertruck panels.
Oh, God, watch out.
Or meteors.
Oh,
How about wild hogs?
oh, wild hogs. And the things that just make you wish you were dead.
Like unhinged bartenders. Mm-hmm. Or drunk texting some war plans.
Uh-oh. Whoopsie-doos.
How about pickleball injuries? Danielle.
I know, so many.
You know what can soothe those bruises?
Our theme song?
You got it.
Yay.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Chillo.
Chillaxin'.
Netflix.
Netflix and Chanel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember them? That mime team?
Oh, yeah.
They were so everywhere. They were just everywhere.
I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was
It
beautiful.
really was.
Yeah.
What they did.
It was hilarious.
They're homeless now, though.
Oh, they are? Oh, that's
man.
unfortunate.
I know.
Not a lot of money in Miami.
So they have to pretend to get out of a tent?
Yes.
Like,
They
they don't have to pretend to walk against the wind because they're really walking against the
They
wind.
are, yeah. It's not a box anymore. It's a tent shape.
Oh, it's so sad.
Someone should tell me you can see right through that box.
Well, there.
Get up to no good in there.
Yeah.
Can all see it. Chanel.
Oh, speaking of that, that's a perfect segue.
Awesome. Who would have thunk?
I'm not kidding. So this is what I meant to mention last week, and it slipped my mind. While we were gone, I was in the kitchen, and I hear Oliver say, I think Sunkissed and Benjamin are more than just friends.
Oh.
And I went, what? And I walk outside. I mean, I walk to the living room and I look outside. And Sunkissed, who I didn't know what gender, sex Sunkissed was. Sunkissed is humping the hell out of Benjamin.
And does Benjamin look happy about it?
No.
They usually don't.
No. It looked like rape.
Yes.
I was going to call Olivia Benson in. It was Bad News Bears.
Yes, yes.
No, I don't know. I can't. Who knows? But it went on all day.
Oh, my God.
She kept. And the funny thing, Benjamin is a bully.
Yes.
Benjamin is always pushing Sunkissed out of the way. Like, when it's time for food, Benjamin goes to Sunkissed and, like, leads her around. Like, leads him around.
Yes.
Now we know Sunkissed is a boy. And I knew Benjamin was a girl. So it was crazy. So it kept going all day. And I was like, I'm 90% sure Benjamin got fixed, but I'm not 100% sure. So I kind of try to stop them. And then
You don't want to get in the middle of that.
I don't want to get in the middle of it. It was only that one day. What does that mean? It was one day over and over and over again.
It only takes one day over and over again.
But if the cat, I mean, I thought you guys would have some insight into why this would happen. I mean, they're together all the time.
Yeah, maybe a cat's only horny one day.
One day a year. Is
Day.
that what Cats is about? Is that what that ball is?
That's what the Jellicle ball
The Jellicle ball?
You know,
Get your Jellicle balls off.
Been very blessed to have never seen Cats.
Oh, you've never seen? Oh, the movie or the show Cats? Yeah,
None
yeah,
of
yeah.
it. None of it.
You don't know anything
I
about
am
it.
blessed.
It's I'm not sure if it's more or less disturbing than seeing those two going at it. It was so weird. And then because we told Jimmy and Jimmy didn't see it, and then
You didn't film it for him?
well, and then I said later I texted them and I said they're at it again, and Jimmy wrote back pictures or it didn't happen, and then I got a picture.
Good.
Yeah, it was disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, I think animals often going at it is disturbing, but also people going at it is disturbing.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless it's, in a film and it's, I'm not talking about porn because I think for me that's also disturbing, but when it's like low lighting and it's all
pretty.
Then
the cats did not bother with any nice angles or lighting.
No candles.
There was not an intimacy coordinator on set with them.
It was well, Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't want one either.
I was going to say, just like Gwyneth, they refused the intimacy coordinator. How was your weekend, Garen?
It was great. What did I do? I went to a concert in West Hollywood.
Anyone we know?
No.
Anyone Chris knows? Because I definitely won't know.
No, it's a queer artist named Ryan. I'm going to blank the last name. Casada. Ryan Casada.
Okay.
He's terrific. And then I went to West Hollywood to meet up with a friend.
Did you go to the Abbey?
No, we went to, I don't even know where we were. We bounced back and forth. I don't know any of the bars down there because I don't go. And I was anxious as hell because it's loud and it's crowded. And then all of a sudden I hear people start whispering like, blah, 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 blah is here. Blah, blah, blah is here. And then my friend goes, blank is here, grabs me and drags me, speaking of twinks, grabs me and drags me across the bar and shoves me face to face with this person.
You're not going to say who it is?
I was going to let you guys guess.
Oh,
okay.
Chapel Roan.
No.
Is it a woman? Is it a trans woman?
It is not a trans woman.
Is it Trixie Mattel?
It is Trixie Mattel.
Okay.
It is Trixie Mattel.
Awesome.
My number one favorite drag queen.
That's awesome.
So first of all, I'm at 10 because I'm anxious and nervous.
Yes.
And I'm saying people I don't know, aside from my friend, who just told this one dude, "Hey, look, he's obsessed with your boyfriend." I'm like,
wait. So I'm confused.
my friend told this person that I
was obsessed.
was obsessed with his boyfriend.
Is that true?
No. I don't know
Did
why
your friend say
he
that?
said it jokingly because it's a drag queen. On the current season of the show. I'm like, I don't know why you're putting me in this position to know anything about this person who went home like third. But anyway, so I'm already like in a weird mindset. And I have a weird thing with famous people that I feel like I don't mess with them when they're in the wild. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Especially when we're in a club and you're out here to have fun.
Yes.
Was he there as Trixie?
He
in
was
drag?
he was not in drag.
He was just himself.
No,
Okay.
but we talked for a second. He gave me a hug. He was very sweet, very fun, and I'm like, I felt like a complete like I was being an asshole, and I don't think I
You
was.
weren't.
You weren't.
But we talked for a second about Buffy, and then he's like, my
Buffy the
friend's like,
Vampire Slayer?
Yeah, because he just said he started rewatching it.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, that's awesome. It's a great show. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And my friend's like, you want a picture? I'm like, I don't need. I'm cool. I don't need a picture. And I feel like that makes me an asshole somehow. I don't think it does. And nobody
no,
said
I don't think it
did.
does. But I see what you're
But
saying. Like either way,
you just
like
get in your
whatever you
head.
do,
Like,
you're
there's
an
no-
asshole.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Like there's no
Yeah.
whatever. And finally I was just like, let's let them do their thing and enjoy their night and get me away from here.
And I'm sorry, what is his actual name?
Brian something.
Okay.
Cool few days for me.
Awesome, Garrett.
Well, Chris and I went on a hike and saw a movie, and we had fun too.
Yes, that's right. We did exciting stuff too.
We had lots of fun, and we got popcorn delivered to us in a hot bowl.
Yeah, metal bowls. I didn't lie.
No, because I thought, so Chris and I were going to this movie theater where they bring you the food, they bring you the food at your seat. But when you said the one downtown, so I thought you meant it was a chain, and I thought, I haven't been to the one downtown, but I've been to the one in Marina Del Rey that's the same as the one downtown.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't get a metal bowl. So I didn't realize it was a completely independent movie theater.
Yes.
Alamo Draft House?
She thought we were going to Alamo.
That's what I thought.
But I was saying it's like at the Alamo where they give you popcorn in a metal bowl, but it's not Alamo.
So yeah.
It's not that hip. I don't live anywhere that does anything hip.
What did you guys go see?
Black Bag.
Oh, how is that?
We liked it, but we wouldn't say we loved it. How was that?
Yeah.
I thought about it some more.
Yeah.
I read some reviews because the reviews are off the charts.
Off the charts good?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I didn't disagree with the reviews. I just think that they sort of missed the criticism that we had of what we kind of didn't like about it. But one of the things I thought about a little bit more when I was just thinking about the film was that Michael what's his name? Fassbender.
Yeah.
He has no charisma. And maybe he's not supposed to in this film.
Yeah.
But also the thing that really I think was a bigger detriment in my mind was that he and Cate Blanchett had zero chemistry.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
And I think they should have.
No, I think you're right.
It was so stone cold.
Yeah.
And they should have had chemistry because it was this like,
No,
we're
you're
so
totally
in love with each
right.
other. But I never, ever thought that was true. Like, it
Yes.
felt wooden.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, Jimmy and Oliver saw it the next day.
Yeah.
And they were confused too. So it wasn't just us dum-dums.
That
Or they're just dum-dums
Maybe
too.
we're all dum-dums,
Maybe we're all
or-
dum-dums. Oh, and I got to hang out with Benjamin a little bit. Yes. And saw Benjamin in a whole different light than I've ever
yeah,
seen.
he was
so funny.
being goofy around you.
He was being super goofy. But then he wanted to hug me goodbye.
Yeah.
Which was very sweet.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
come give me a hug.
Yeah, it was really cute. It was so loud, and I was like, "Oh, right, 12-year-olds."
Yeah,
I
yes,
forgot.
yes.
I forgot.
I'm constantly
how loud
going,
12-years are.
Hey, stop yelling. I feel like such an old person with my kids because I'm so much of the time going, please stop yelling. Please, can you be quiet? Can you take it down a notch? And I'm like, am I 100 or is everybody
No,
like
it's totally normal.
Especially if there's a sleep, like Saturday night was a sleepover, or no, Sunday night.
Oh, because they're on spring break.
Yes, they're on spring break. So his friend came over for a sleepover.
Nice.
And I was like, and the three of them, and it was so fucking loud and just
Yes.
so much. And Sven and I was like, his friend hadn't been there more than like 10 minutes. And I turned to Sven, I said, they're already getting on my fucking nerves. And he goes, I know, me too. And so the original plan was we were all going to like watch a movie together in the living room and like pop popcorn. And I go,
You can't take it.
let's just let them watch whatever they want. And then we'll hide in the bedroom and
Yeah.
watch something we want. And that's what we did. Cause I was like, I can't
Smart.
I can't do family movie. Cause we'd already spent like a lot of the day with them, like going to a park, and they took their metal detectors, and like we took the dog, and the dog had all these play dates with all these different dogs. And like, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
to hang out with them. Like, I need a break.
Yeah. Well, on Sunday, Oliver and I went back to pickleball,
Oh,
which was fun. And I had a woman say to me, I've never seen someone be injured so many times in one day.
About you?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't really think anything of it.
Yeah.
Like one time I hit, like it hit my finger instead of
Yes.
the racket. And then another time, like the ball hit me. But like the ball hits me every single time I play. Like I didn't think that was.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, well, okay. I'm glad I'm making an impression.
Are you guys excited to get into today's episode?
100%.
So am I.
Okay, good. Because you're
And-
the one who has the words.
I do have some words. I have many words today of as soon as I can get into my computer with the correct password. I did it, guys. I did it. Speaking, oh my
Does
God.
your Audi have your password? Is that the problem?
Can I share something funny with you guys?
Yes.
Before we get in, password made me realize it. So I helped my brother set up his. So let me preface this with saying when my father died, my brothers and I got some investment money.
Yes.
It's like 401 money.
Okay.
Nothing we can do with until we're old.
Right.
Which is good. We don't need money we can just fucking blow.
Well, for your oldest brother, that's like not too far away, right?
No, not too far away. They're both older than I am.
Yeah.
But he was like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, I just can't, and I was like, I could set it up for you, but like, I'm going to then know you're going to have to give me a bunch of personal information. He's
okay.
like, I don't care. I'm like, all right. So then I would just text him and be like, I need this, I need that, I need this. So that meant I got to like set up all his security words and his password. And, my brothers are very different than I am.
Yes.
So his password was like this. I had some fun with it. I made his password big boner for Hillary for life.
Oh my God.
And some other numbers so you guys can't get in and steal it.
Okay.
And what's funny is he's never going to change it. You know what I mean? Because he's not on a computer.
yeah.
I don't even think he has a computer. I mean,
Really?
he has an iPhone.
Oh, okay.
But like, he's not going to go in and like change his password.
He won't even know how.
Right. Like he's,
But you told him what it was.
of course I did.
Oh, you had to.
And then he had all these.
Did he have a reaction?
I don't know if he's paid attention enough
Oh,
yet,
okay.
but he did pay attention to his security words because it was like, what of them was what did you want to be when you grew up? And I said, a feminist. Who was your first crush? Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh my God.
And one was, I think it was like, what is one of your top goals? And I said, smash the patriarchy.
Oh my God, this is hysterical.
And I'm telling you, it fucking made me so happy.
That is awesome.
It was like, you got to find the silver lining when something terrible happens in life.
Great. That is so funny.
And I sent that
He's
to him.
never going to remember those security
No, never.
questions, though.
But I sent him a picture and I go, this is all true, right? And he goes, 100%.
Oh, cute. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh my God, it made me so happy. So he had a good sense of humor about it.
That's great. Oh, that's really funny.
So, just
I love that.
have fun. Have fun.
Have fun where you can.
When your dad dies, have fun. Okay, so we're gonna get into something. It turns out we are all in danger of, guys.
Okay.
Wild boars.
Oh, you don't mean like Garrett.
Yeah, that's. I'm the first thing that comes to mind.
BOAR, right? Okay.
Wild boars. Like that's like such a funny oxymoron. He's wild and a boar.
Yeah.
Here in the U.S. or no, I mean globally, not in the U.S.
Okay.
I'm already messing up at the very top.
Think globally.
Yes, act locally. There are 8 living pig species, but I'm going to talk today about the wild boar, also often referred to as feral hogs.
Oh.
Okay? So one of the largest wild hogs ever reported was 1,000 pounds and 12 feet long.
Wait, what? What?
Yes.
12 feet.
Yes.
That's twice of me, 2 of me.
Yeah.
I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
Holy
Shit. Oh, wait a second. Before that, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
Yes, go ahead.
Did you see the footage of the alligator and the crocodile fighting?
No.
Yes.
Okay, it's fucking insane. I will send it to you.
Please.
You'll have to put it in the newsletter.
Of course.
It's, first of all, I don't know which one is which, but one of them, you think of them as like low on the ground.
Yeah.
So one of them is low on the ground,
Yeah.
tummy touching the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is like on all fours, but there's space between the stomach and the ground.
Whoa.
Like a dinosaur.
No.
It is weird to see them together. And
Do they fight often?
I don't know, but they
I
are
didn't even know they were
biting each
in
other.
the same region.
Yeah, this is in
This was
Florida.
here.
And,
I didn't know we had
All that crazy shit
both
happens
of
in
them
Florida.
here. I thought we only had crocodiles here.
I guess we have
alligators,
both.
Maybe I don't even know the.
Anyway, it's fucking crazy, and you have to see it.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Also,
I
wasn't
almost
it like
want to
in a
stop the show
it
just
looked
to
like
watch
it
it.
was in a suburb, like just on the side of the road or
They
some
said,
shit.
I don't know if they said Everglades. They said something that made it sound like it's probably their land and we're, encroaching. So I don't know.
Us?
I mean, it wasn't a mall, is what I'm saying. They weren't at Forever 21.
But that also
would've been
would
fun, though.
not be surprising in Florida. Okay. So this pig was named Hogzilla and became a viral sensation in 2004. So it
Okay.
sounds like you can look it up.
I want to.
We can do it. After exhuming the corpse for a Nat Geo episode, scientist John Mayer determined it was closer to 800 pounds and 8.5 feet long.
Oh, so it was exaggerated.
Yes. 8.5 feet long is still like pretty long.
And the scientist was named John Mayer.
Did
Is
you
he
know?
insufferable?
Did you know? Yeah, John Mayer, Your Body is a Wonderland
Yeah.
was actually about
this
Hogzilla.
boar. Okay, so he was 800 pounds. Okay, that still sounds really big.
Okay, so in 2007, another viral pig surfaced. Monster Pig, as it was named, was killed in Alabama by an 11-year-old boy. And it was not my son.
That's shocking.
I know, right? It weighed 1,050 pounds and measured 9 feet 4 inches.
What?
Listen to this, though. It seems the story was only partly true.
Okay.
The animal turned out to be a formerly domestic pig that had gone feral and was living on a private commercial hunting preserve. Either way, these two reports do show how large these pigs can
I don't understand
get.
what's not true about it.
I don't know. Oh, because I guess the part that wasn't true was that it was formerly a domestic pig.
Well,
That was on a. I don't. It doesn't.
There's a difference between pigs and boars, yes?
I mean, yes. Like domestic pigs are they don't get those big tusks,
right?
That we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And they're different pig there's different pig species, but I think they do use the boar and pig hog, boar, pig. They're using all these terms interchangeably.
Okay.
But like if you're a farmer, and you have like pigs in your backyard, they don't have those huge tusks.
Right. And that's what they call it, right? Their backyard?
Yes.
The farmer works on the backyard.
I was just thinking of my brother's backyard, and he had pigs, and pigs eat almost anything, guys. They're omnivores. People know they'll eat kitchen scraps, but they'll also eat meat. They'll eat grain, grubs, plant roots, dead carrion, and even their caretakers, if given the opportunity.
Oh, shit.
That's right. We're going to get into it, guys. We're going to get into the darkness. Okay. States with the highest population of wild boars are, number 1, with a bullet. Texas, 3 million.
What?
3 million wild boars.
Well, Trump's going to have them removed by order of that 1800s law, right?
I think so.
He's gonna put them on a plane.
I think Texas is a place where people can hunt wild boars from a helicopter and like guns.
They do that?
I think they do that, yeah. Oklahoma and Louisiana.
Wait, is that a hunt? That just sounds like murder. That doesn't sound like hunting at the point.
I think they do that.
Because that's what What's-Her-Face did, right? In Alaska. Didn't she?
Sarah Palin?
Yeah, didn't she?
Wolves.
Wolves. She did something from a helicopter.
She shot a wolf?
I think so. That's what,
that's terrible.
from a helicopter.
I mean, California is in the top 10 with 400,000 wild boars.
What?
Yeah.
Where? Van Nuys.
Yeah. They're all in Van Nuys.
Okay, I'm guessing that's mid or northern California?
I would guess it's mostly in rural areas.
Okay.
So here we go. Here are some fun facts. Are you ready for this?
I so am.
Between 2014 and 2023, the average yearly number of fatal shark attacks worldwide was 5.8, while the average number of fatal wild boar attacks was 19.7.
What? You never hear about this.
Exactly.
What the what?
In 2024, this was last year, wild boars killed 7 people.
Crazy.
Yeah. Most of the public doesn't know the facts about wild pig attacks on humans, says John J. Mayer. He has to use his middle initial,
yeah,
right?
I would if I were him.
Leading wild boar research pioneer. It's not sharks, wolves, or bears that kill the most people. It's wild boars, and the numbers are consistently trending up. So.
Interesting.
What else does he have to say? Get out of here.
I will say that I went to someone's house once and I was told they had pigs.
Yeah.
And I was excited.
Yes.
To meet them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're kind of gross. Like, I thought they'd be cute.
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking of Babe.
Yes.
Like, pink.
Yes.
And you can't judge an entire species by its celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Right.
No,
exactly.
it'd be like
it's like when I was in the same room with Charlize Theron. It's
They're not all Miss Piggy.
No.
I've been in
not
a
all
room with her
glamorous.
too, and
Oh, you have?
yes, I've been up close to her a couple times.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's
stupid.
even more beautiful in person.
It's ridiculous.
And you're like, why is she allowed to be that beautiful?
It's dumb.
And the rest of us even exist.
It's just awful.
It
She's
shouldn't.
also very nice as far as I...
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be allowed. Honestly.
Good sense of humor. But yeah, so when I saw the pigs, I was like, oh, they're like gross. And like there's stuff all over their mouths. And, like.
Yeah. You
I was a little disappointed.
You should see what it's like to live in a different state than California.
Yeah.
A lot of people with shit on their mouths all over the place.
I mean, I'm grossed out when a toddler has stuff on their face
How did you parent?
because I constantly wiped his face.
Hilarious.
I mean, I was a nanny for years and
Yes.
years and years before I
Yes.
was a mother. You would never see one of my charges with food or anything on their face. Like, I just can't take it.
Yeah.
It's just always there.
Yeah.
And then Oliver would have this habit of wiping his face on me, on my leg, and I would say, I am not a human tissue box.
Yes.
I said that all the time.
You are not.
No. But yeah, I don't like mess.
No.
I don't like mess.
Order.
I wouldn't mind
Order
if
in the court.
If a pig was covered in mud,
Yes.
I don't think I would mind that.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see food and muckus all over, schmuckus all over its face.
No, we can't have it.
Anyway.
Listen to this. In 1973, Meyer was researching boars' capacity for habitat destruction. So this is when it all began, guys.
Okay.
So he's also hearing stories of pig attacks on humans, and he's like, what? That's crazy. By the 90s, he's got a big, thick folder of confirmed encounters, and by 2013, he publishes his research. 10 years later, with some colleagues who are also studying boars, he publishes this book, Human Fatalities Resulting from Wild Pig Attacks Worldwide, 2000 to 2019. You guys probably heard about it. It's on all the bestseller lists.
I'm just curious that this is this guy's whole life.
Yeah, it
He's
is.
just studying pigs.
Yeah, and good thing because we need somebody to do it.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Yeah, it's a juicy book. Juicy read. Okay, so here's some numbers. Are you ready?
Yes.
Who likes numbers?
Me.
All right, so 1,532 wild pig attacks on humans from 2000 to 2019, resulting in 172 human deaths
What?
in 29 countries. All right.
Oh my God.
This is a lot of numbers I'm going to throw at you, but I actually think they're interesting. I don't normally like to do a bunch of numbers and percentages, but I actually think it's interesting. Okay. Of these fatalities, the 172, 88% occurred in non-hunting circumstances.
In
Non-hunting.
Okay, 88%. Okay, the vast majority were not hunting situations.
77% of the victims, which is also the vast majority, died due to blood loss.
Oh.
86% of the attacks, which is also the vast majority, occurred in daylight.
Huh.
84% of victims were male.
Oh.
And 62% of the victims were adults, which I guess I'm glad about that. Like, I don't want adults to die, but I'd feel worse if they were kids. 38% of attacks involved farm workers engaged in agriculture.
Okay.
Almost all attacks were by solitary pigs. One pig.
Okay.
By almost all. Except for 20 encounters, which were multiple pigs, which kind of sounds worse.
It sounds terrifying.
Okay. An average pig size in each incident was 240 pounds.
Okay.
So that's just the average. It just means, it could be.
So we're not talking like the 800-pound guy.
Not usually, but it's average. So there could have been a couple in there that were big mamas and big papas. Oh, but mostly big papas, because I think they said that most of the pigs were male.
I thought you said most of the victims were male.
I did, but I think somewhere else I read that most of the.
I'm
it's
guessing
stupidity, right? It's they're thinking it's a pig. You can go and.
That's why I was thinking it was probably why it was the majority male.
Yeah.
And
victims.
And maybe that males are out in rural areas alone more often.
Yeah.
And also maybe their
hubris.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Tigers, Indian elephants, Nile crocodiles, and venomous snakes kill more people than wild pigs, but wild pigs are certainly worse than bears, wolves, and all shark species put together, says Mayer.
See, now that's so interesting. So many people are afraid of sharks.
Yeah.
And the chances are
much less.
Much less.
Yeah. I mean, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know you are.
Well,
what if you were swimming and a wild boar came up to you?
I'd feel really scared.
There's some island where boars just go free, right? There's
Bahamas.
Is that what it's in the Bahamas?
But I think they're friendly pigs that you can actually go pet and engage with.
Okay.
Like you can swim around with them and pet them, like as far as I know.
Okay. And they're probably clean because they're near the water and they can go in and rinse off. So I wouldn't.
They're Bahama pigs.
They're Bahama pigs. I've been to the Bahamas a few times.
Yes.
I was not on that island because I did not encounter any pigs.
Yeah. Well, next time you got to go to that island. Hang out with the pigs. These attacks can be horrific, Meyer adds. Typically, wild pigs don't bother anyone if they don't feel threatened, but they can deliver tremendous damage to the human body in a matter of seconds in a very gruesome manner. Mm-hmm. We found that in fatal attacks, 55% of people died on the scene. A wild pig is at the waist to knee range for most humans.
Okay.
Not for you. And when pigs slash in that area,
they're up to my armpits.
Yeah, you're going to get up higher. They do tremendous damage to the arterial system. Boar tusks are extremely sharp, like razors, and they deliver stab and slash wounds, often to the groin area.
Okay.
So I think this is interesting. So 60 to 70% of their canine is enclosed in their jaw, and then about 1 inch to 4 inches is outside of the socket. The upper and lower tusks rub against one another each time a boar opens and closes its mouth, honing the lower tusks into cutters via a perpetual sharpening process. So they're just always sharpening. Every time they open and close, they're sharpening those tusks, right? They punch holes with those tusks, and they make rough edge slashes and gouges. This is what Meyer's talking about. Or Mayer? I keep saying it 2 different ways.
How is it spelled?
Mayer.
I think that's Mayer.
Mayer. I'll say Mayer from now on, in case unless I forget, and then I'll say Meyer.
Sure.
They can also break bones with their bites.
Okay.
Here's where it says most of the deadly attacks are by males with large canines, often to the inner leg and femoral artery. Oh, here's something fun too. They can run in short bursts up to 30 to 35 miles an hour.
Jesus Christ.
They're killing machines.
Holy shit.
So they can get their mouths around something, they'll eat it, and it's rare, but he says sometimes the attacks are unprovoked. We found in one case in India where a young girl was walking with her father when a wild pig emerged from the brush, grabbed her, picked her up in its jaws, and carried her away. The father gave chase and caught up, but both the father and the daughter ended up in the hospital. The little girl died.
Oh
from
my
her wounds.
God. So they don't know why they're attacking in this case.
When it's unprovoked, no, they don't.
It's bizarre.
It's rare. It's much rarer for this to happen. It's almost always they feel defensive. They feel like they have to defend their territory.
Right.
You're walking into, like, you accidentally walk upon them and they're feeding, and then they feel like they are it's defensive almost always.
Yeah.
So, and then there was a 2019 case in Texas where a lady endured the worst. This case is as terrible as it gets. Do you guys want to hear this?
Yes.
This isn't actually the story. It's just horrible. The Sunday before Thanksgiving, November 24th, 2019, ranks as the most savage wild pig attack on record. That's why I wanted to share it. As the caregiver at the home of an elderly couple living in rural Chambers County, Christine Rollins, 59.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this in America?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in Texas.
Okay.
Sorry if I didn't say that.
You may have.
Arrived to work at roughly 6 a.m. in clockwork fashion. She parked her Chrysler sedan in the yard of the well-kept property directly beside the driveway and exited her vehicle. She likely was dead within minutes, partially consumed while alive. At approximately 7:45 a.m., law enforcement arrived at the property and found Rollins, 5'1" and 130 pounds, on her back against the manicured lawn 6 feet from the Chrysler. Rollins' clothing was torn away. A shirt and jacket were bunched high on her torso. Pants and shoes were gone.
Oh.
Her body head to toe was a roadmap of injuries, bites, punctures, and lacerations, including large portions of her legs devoid of flesh. Gone, eaten. Oh. Arriving on site as the investigation unfolded, nothing in Sheriff Brian Hawthorne's 35-year Southeast Texas career prepared him for the scene. I'd never seen anything like it in my life, he recalls. Miss Rollins was annihilated. A third of her body was mutilated and in ghastly condition. We could see that she'd been attacked by wild animals, and we could see clear signs of hog rooting in the yard. Oh. The area around the property was rural and partially wooded, and the elderly owners told us they had major wild hog problems.
Oh.
The owners also had 2 dogs outside, a 14-year-old lab and a dachshund, a classic wiener dog. The lab was extremely friendly toward us and was happy to see the deputies. I bet. Designated as an unknown death, the incident automatically triggered a criminal investigation. Hawthorne reserved judgment pending an autopsy. The autopsy was telltale. It was tragic. She bled to death. Oof. She had wounds over her whole body, but the lower extremities were horrific. People tried to attribute the attack to dogs, but the evidence was clearly to the contrary. The pathologist found no canine bites on the body. There certainly were bites and tusk marks of all sizes and different widths, but they were made by hogs. Material was sent to labs for DNA testing, and those results confirmed the wild hog attack. It can only be speculation, but we believe she exited her car while the wild pigs were coming around the house. Initially, she was an obstruction, but then became the center of the feeding frenzy by multiple adult wild hogs and multiple juveniles of various sizes. I'd compare it to the frenzy of domesticated pigs when slop is dumped in a pen, or the frenzy normally associated with sharks at feeding. Wow, how do we survive an encounter with a wild boar?
Yes.
Get to the real purpose of this show.
Right, how
thinking.
to survive.
So I'm going to tell you. Okay. So they're aggressive, and when they attack, the injuries are mostly lacerations and punctures, right? So we don't want to die from blood loss, right? So we got to avoid getting attacked. Here are some recommendations. Number 1, don't travel alone on foot in rural areas, especially in areas with dense thickets.
Okay.
I don't know what those are really, but I think they're brush
Yeah,
that is pushed
I think
together.
so.
Walking with a dog could provoke an attack.
Yeah, that's why it seemed curious to me that the dogs were okay in that story.
It's weird. If you encounter a wild boar, so be mindful of this. I guess, have a weapon with you.
I just have to interrupt quickly to say that when Chris and I were on this hike on Saturday, the guys in front of us told us, beware, there's a rattler. And we were with, oh my God,
Francis,
sorry, I was blanking on Francis's name, even though we're best buddies now.
Totally best friends.
And Chris and I were absolutely no use. We had no idea what we were supposed to do if we did see a rattlesnake. But you did have a backpack. It wasn't full of rocks, but you did have a backpack. We could have figured it out.
I could have hit it with the backpack.
Yeah, but we never saw it.
We didn't see it. I think it slunk into the brush. Don't threaten or chase a pig out of an agricultural field or garden.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't approach an injured pig, even if it's really cute and its little tusks and it's got tears coming out of its eyes.
It's got heart-shaped eyes. Yeah.
Don't try to feed or pet a wild pig. We don't want them to associate humans with food because it could lead to loss of fear of humans.
Yes.
And it could result in you getting bitten or injured, okay? Don't block the path of a fleeing pig. Yes. Let them through.
Yes,
let them through.
Point.
Okay, what if you get attacked? How to survive an attack? Okay, first, number one, do not play dead. The pig now has access to gore your stomach.
Okay.
We don't want to get our stomachs gored. No, thank you.
No.
That's bad. Here are a few tried and true methods that have worked for survivors of pig attacks.
Okay.
First, run away if you see a pig approaching from a distance. But remember that they're fast. So this won't work if they're already very close, right? Or if you're really slow. Yeah. I'm pretty slow. Okay.
I bet you'd be fast if a pig's
I might be able to
pick up the pace.
I might be able to pick up the pace. Okay, if they continue approaching you, try to get up a tree. Okay? They can't climb. So 6 foot up and you're probably safe.
Okay.
So get your ass up that tree. If no trees are around, stand your ground and prepare to fight the pig. Oh my God, I do not want to fight a pig. They have tusks.
Fight the pig.
I don't think I could climb a tree.
You could, I think, if you had to.
No, I'm saying like if there are branches, sure. Yeah. But the first part, the trunk,
if there's
how do you do that?
I don't think I can shimmy up like without branches.
I don't know how to do that.
You got a couple of tusks poking at your ass.
I guess
you might be able to
get up that tree real quick.
You got to have a good sole on your shoes.
Oh, yeah.
You can't be like...
Wear your mountain hiking shoes.
Yeah.
If you don't have a gun, knife, or spear, use anything you have. This might include a tripod, a bike, a shovel, a dog leash.
Sure.
I don't know how you're going to fight a pig with a dog leash.
Well, if the metal part.
Yeah. You probably have a water bottle with you that's made out of some kind of metal. If you don't, you should. Try your best and never give up. I'm not giving up. What do you mean? I'm not going to just be like, okay, gore me.
Yeah.
Stay on your feet. If you fall, you risk getting a tusk, in that gut, your arms, head, or neck. Keep fighting until the pig stops. Often attacks only last a minute.
Okay.
Obviously, get first aid immediately. Not only because of the blood loss, but pigs carry a lot of harmful bacteria in their mouths that could cause some serious problems. Okay?
Okay. I wish that woman could have gotten up on her car.
Oh, I know.
That's what I keep thinking.
She didn't have a chance. Guys, do you want to hear a story?
Yeah.
This is a survival story, not the other story. That was not a survival story. James Dean is as tough as hickory. The legendary wildlife removal specialist in East Central Florida's Brevard County has been mauled by countless critters, bitten by cottonmouths and rattlesnakes,
Jesus,
and sustained a coral snake pop for good measure. All told, Dean's body is a roadmap of scars obtained in encounters from rattlesnakes to pythons to possums to pit bulls.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Every year, Dean traps and removes 1,000 plus wild pigs. But in 2019, he endured the worst injuries of his 26-year career and barely survived a wild pig clash. In October, Dean received a phone call from a homeowner about a rogue boar in a residential neighborhood outside Melbourne. I'd gotten pig calls from this neighborhood in the past, but this particular pig was especially aggressive and had threatened 2 little kids and some elderly people walking their dog. Wearing steel-toe boots, jeans, and a loose T-shirt with State Wildlife Trapper stamped on the back. I'm glad that we
that should have warned the pig. I mean, Jesus Christ. Dean, smart my ass. I can't read.
Guys, we got to get out of here.
Dean placed a box trap at the back side of the neighborhood.
It's the popo.
We got to go. Do you see his shirt?
It's the pigs.
And baited with a batch of sour corn soaked for 5 days in whiskey, sugar, and yeast.
That's what he was baiting him with?
Yes.
Okay.
Within 24 hours, as expected, the trap's guillotine door was triggered and the boar was bagged. He was on the smaller side for a pig, probably just under 200 pounds or so. He had razor-sharp tusks on his bottom jaw that I'd estimate at 1.5 to 2 inches. I did what I always do, Dean continues. I pulled my truck up and dropped a transport trap. It's just a matter of getting on top of the 2 traps, lifting the doors, and running the pig through. Once he's secured in the transport trap, I winch it to the back of the truck.
Okay.
As Dean mounted the traps, in mid-transfer of the boar, 2 young girls burst out the back door of the nearest house and startled the pig.
Oh, no.
He lurched toward them and was squeezing out between the traps, Dean recalls. I didn't have any choice because my only thought was to protect the kids.
Yeah.
Dean jumped down in front of the boar, attempting to force the pig back into the trap.
Okay.
I did everything I could to wrestle him away from the girls. All I can tell you is that God gave me the strength to push him back into the trap and shut the door. But that's when he laid me open. Even though he was a smaller pig, I had no idea what all he'd done to me. His speed was impossible to explain, just so fast. The boar had torn through both of Dean's calf muscles.
What?
Sliced through one kneecap, exposed bone, chewed hunks out of his arms, doled out multiple head injuries, and cut into Dean's feet. The steel-toed boots were mangled and later tossed in the trash.
What?
I know.
This is just with the tusks, yes?
I mean, I don't know because it's
Okay.
also like chewed hunks out of his arms. I feel like that was with teeth or something. Losing copious amounts of blood, Dean tried to crawl in his cab and drive for help. Instead, he lost consciousness.
Oh.
I was covered in red and didn't know it because all I saw was black. I like how this guy talks.
Yeah.
He's cool even when he's like
I
about
know,
to die.
really.
In and out of consciousness, Dean was in danger of bleeding out when his family and subsequently an emergency crew arrived on the scene after a homeowner called the sheriff's office. Dean's son, Christian, pulled his father from the truck and fastened a tourniquet as paramedics arrived. I was still feeding off adrenaline and didn't realize how bad I was hurt. There was so much blood, enough that I remember it dripping out of the back of the ambulance onto the ground. I'd been put on aspirin 2 weeks before as a blood thinner, and that must have made my wounds bleed even worse.
No.
He put those sharp tusks on me and opened holes everywhere, Dean continues. He bit and scratched me all over the place, but the real damage came from the tusks. The hospital trauma team was ready for me because they had worked on me before for other wildlife injuries. They were like, Dean's coming.
Yeah. Prepare
Get
the Dean room.
kit.
The Dean kid. Dean's room. He's coming back. Expected me to show up looking pretty bad. 3 surgeries and multiple infections later, Dean climbed back in the saddle, once again trapping wild pigs. Jesus. In 2022, along with a Noah's Ark of other wildlife, he removed 1,600 wild pigs in Brevard County.
Oh, my
Mentally,
God.
it made me more driven to protect kids and the public. I do a lot of media interviews from Animal Planet to CNN to Fox, and I just try to educate people because the wild pig problem is getting worse. The agriculture damage by wild pigs is crazy, and I feel sorry for farmers around here, but someone's going to get killed. Yeah, people are getting killed, Dean.
Oh, Dean. Were there any pictures of Dean?
You know what? Not in this, but I think if he's done all this media, there's probably...
I'm curious to see all the scars and sewn up.
There's got to be, we can find a picture of him because he's been doing these interviews. Let's see, what did I say? What was his last name?
Dean, you said his name was James Dean.
James Dean. Of course his name's James Dean.
That's sausage. James Dean Sausage.
Oh, right.
Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean.
He's Jimmy. He is the real
That's
Jimmy Dean.
crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Holy moly. Stay away from those guys.
Stay away from the wild
this
boars.
guy pretty much looks like you would expect him to look.
Let me see.
Oh, my God. Totally.
Wait.
He definitely looks like...
Yes, except
pig
I'll
hunter.
say his face is... maybe this was taken before, but like he doesn't look ripped up or anything.
No.
I really thought it was going to be like a Frankenstein situation where he's got like... Yeah, no, he definitely looks like he... I'm sure he had to get a new shirt after that too. That
New
said,
shirt, new boots.
Yeah,
Those
steel-toed boots.
Couldn't stand
Whoa.
up to the wild boar. Maybe they at
Crazy.
least protected his toes, though.
Yes. Yeah, he's got to stand if he's going to keep capturing.
Well, he did.
animals.
1,600 more the next...
Yeah, that's banana
2022.
times. Well, Well, that was a really good one. Thank you for that.
I mean, watch out, guys.
All right. Well, we will be back right after this.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Hey.
How was your break?
Oh, it was wonderful.
In the first half of our show, we talked about how to survive wild boars.
Yes.
And now we're going to talk about how to survive a wild bar.
Holy
See
shit.
what we did there?
Oh, I love it.
With Droege.
Yes.
I said it right.
You said it right. You said it right.
Drew, we are big fans of yours for a couple of reasons. One, well, Drew's an actor, a very
Yes.
funny comedic actor. You can hear him on Bob's Burgers. You can see him in the movie Queer.
Yes.
But I first knew of you because we know Mitch Silpa.
Yes, of
and
course.
Actually, all of my son and I went to see your 2-person show.
Oh, great. Oh, thank you. I don't know that you saw that. Oh,
But the two women who I never get it right. What is it called? The two women who have a lot.
We
time.
We actually are playing old gay men, but we're often confused.
Right. No, right. Old gay men.
You
Yes,
know,
yes.
Hey, gender's a concept or whatever we say.
Construct.
Construct. That's
Right.
the word we're looking for. We during pandemic we started calling each other. We were watching a lot of old movies, and we would call each other with the most random facts and just be like, "Did you know that Gloria Graham had one leg longer than the other?" Or just like whatever insane information.
And were they? Did they start out as real facts?
They were real.
Okay.
Or like we would go, "Oh my God, I'm watching Ninotchka and I hate Greta Garbo. Why do I hate Greta Garbo?" And so we're just like, we are two old queens.
Yes.
Two old queens who have just a minute to catch up.
Yes.
Is that what? Okay.
Yes, and they're on
Oh my
YouTube.
God, that's amazing.
And then just a few weeks ago, I went to see the Golden Girls that you do.
Yes.
Is it just called Golden? What's the show
The
called?
Golden Girls with a Z.
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls Live.
Right.
And we do on stage drag Golden Girls
Yes.
reenactments
And
that we do like twice a year.
And you play Betty White.
Yes.
And as I told you that night, and I will say it here, you don't know someone's doing a good impression when you didn't realize there was like an impression to do. And then you see them and you're like, oh, that's what she does. She's constantly flying her hands up in the air and
Oh,
like
my God.
the big heavy sighs and everything. And it's
Oh, thank
so
you.
funny. It's so funny.
It's like figuring out, like Betty White, like I kind of tap into like Betty White like later, where she was very aware of her Betty Whiteness.
Yes.
She was very aware of like, I'm this adored grandmother.
Yes.
And,
Who's a little naughty.
I'm a little naughty, and
Right.
I'm always going to be kind of winking to the crowd. We're already planning. I don't know when we're going to announce it, but Labor Day in LA.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
we just
Oh,
yesterday,
oh.
so you're the
yay.
first to know.
Oh my gosh, we got to
nice.
So we will be doing it again. We're not sure where
Okay.
or details yet, but early September.
Okay, so people look out
posts.
for that.
Yeah.
Golden Girls with a Z.
Yes.
And our friend of the show, Stephanie Courtney, was on the episodes
genius.
that we saw, so that was
Yes.
super fun. Okay, I think we've plugged everything. So tell us about your crazy neighborhood.
Okay, so I have this. I don't want to say the name of the bar
No.
because I love this. I actually,
Yes.
believe it or not, do go back to this place regularly. It's local, and now it's calmed down. They've gone through several layers of management. So,
Okay.
so if you're thinking like, why don't you just call this place out? I was like, no, I do support them now. Whatever. Okay, so this is a little neighborhood bar. It's changed names several times.
Okay.
When we came back from pandemic, it was just like a lot of places felt sketchy. Like you're like, we're back, but we're in some weird like video game simulation. It feels unsafe here. Like LA just everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere I traveled, I was in Denver. I was like Charlotte. I was like, everything feels just a little bit like wild.
Yes.
And so you're just kind of somewhere and you're like, this just, I don't know. And then a lot of people, haven't ventured out. So I would go to this neighborhood bar, and the two bartenders that were always there were very nice to me,
Okay.
but horrible to each other, but like very codependent, like would yell and scream at each other. So
What?
The woman was 54, and I know this because she said it all the time. She's like, well, I'm 54. Well, as a 54-year-old, listen, I'm 54. She's very, and I'm like, pop off. Great. I love it. And then the guy was bisexual, and I know this because he advertised it so many times. Loved the fact that he was bi. And it was that thing where you're like drinking with somebody, and the bartender's just like, oh man, and I'm this guy, this woman, this guy. And you're just kind of like, it was to a point of like both of them, it was just crossing a little bit of a line. I didn't really care.
Right.
I enjoyed it, but I'm like, are you telling me this to sort of flirt with me so that I buy more drinks or I tip you well? Or are you kind of telling the whole bar, like, hey, anybody's got a chance with me? But it was just
like
odd.
The stereotype is that the patron is the one talking
Absolutely.
to the bartender.
Right.
But
The bartender's the listener. But they were both such characters. And they were so codependent that they would scream at each other. But then they would be like, you could tell they needed each other, and like, you give me some lemons, whatever. I'm like, you didn't clean out the martini shaker. And they would constantly like, what the fuck? Like, they were screaming at each other. And it's a really small bar. And it was that thing where you're like, mom and dad are mad and yelling, and I don't know whose side to be on, and I want both of them to like me because I would like my martini and whatever, but I'm also like, I don't really care. I don't really need to pick a side. But so it was just this really bizarre situation with them that they were always just like, and then there were nights that it was like sketchy people were in there and there was like yelling, and I would sometimes walk in and be like, I just don't feel the vibe is nice and chill and neighborhoody, and I'm here for a nightcap, and this isn't just how I want to send myself to sleep tonight, so I'm going to leave. But I went in there a couple times with them. One night I was with my neighbors and we had gone to a concert and we were like stopping in for a nightcap. Late at night, we closed down the bar and it was really dead that night with them screaming at each other.
Wait, now, is it always about the state of the bar, or are they screaming personal things? Like,
sometimes it would, personal things. I could tell they had hung out before and a couple times. There were things about, like, she was yelling at him about, like, you never invite me to your parties. And he's like, well, I did invite you. You came to the one, and she's like, well, because I don't like so and so. So I knew that they had some outside life. Okay. But it was really just like, oh, this is just razor's edge. Like, I don't know where this is going to go. And so
it's kind of like
I was
live
very
theater.
And so I brought my neighbors after a concert. We brought the neighbors and I'm like, just watch, just wait, whatever. And then they would kind of throw things down, and then they would kind of do that weird thing about like, sorry, your Manhattan was late, and they would like roll their eyes at the other one, and you're kind of like, oh, it's fine, it's cool. And so. So we were very boozy that night, and I remember like leaving, but then about a week later, I came in there and it was busy, and I sat down at the bar and they were ignoring me. They were just like not speaking to me, and I was like, okay, I'm a regular now. They know that when you're a regular, sometimes it's like we know we'll get to Drew because he's by himself, and we know he's not going to cause a thing. Let's take care of these big parties.
Yes.
So you kind of give into the thing of like, okay, whatever. But at a certain point, I'm like. And they were acting weird. They were just kind of like looking at me and kind of acting weird. And then one of them goes, hey, you need to come over here to the side of the bar.
Oh, no, you're
and like
getting
ordered
drawn.
me over to the side of the bar. And I was like, in my head, I immediately was like, oh no. The last time we were in here, did we skip out on the bill? Did we were we drunk and just walked out on the thing? And they were like, that's a neighbor. And this is, and I just thought I'm in trouble. I got the vibe that I'm in trouble and I have to pay for a tab. And I was like, oh, God, I thought we paid, but maybe we didn't. And so I was so in apology mode of like, I've done something wrong and I'm really sorry. Let me make this right. So then the woman comes over to me. She's like, so you're going to pay me? You want to pay me? How do you want to do this? And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Did we last week skip out on the bill? And she was like, no, how do you want to pay me? Like PayPal, Zelle? How do you want to pay me? Let's do that. How do you want to do this? And I go, what do I owe you? And like, what's going on? And I said, just show me the bill or whatever. And she goes, you know what? We're too slammed right now. I don't have time for this. We'll deal with this later. And she puts a bag of drugs in my hand.
No!
And I was
just loose pills.
No, it was
cocaine.
No, it was a nice sized bag of cocaine.
Whoa!
Not like a movie size bag of like a giant Ziploc bag, but like a packed, one of those cocaine bags.
Okay.
And I
Ziplocs cocaine size cocaine.
Yeah,
bags.
exactly.
Costco has great ones.
They're really nice. Sometimes they have skulls on them or hearts or depending on what you really want to do. So I go, oh no, I don't want this. And so then the young guy, bisexual guy, starts screaming at her, you got the wrong guy! We got the wrong guy! Did you just... And screaming, crowded bar, I'm holding it back. And I was like, this is the moment when Feds are going to kick down the door. I'm going to be holding the drug.
Yeah, like one of those movies where you're like, no,
No, not
just
really.
put it down.
Or like dealers are going to come in, they're going to be guns, or something was like, or the guy's going to come in and be like, you got my stuff and punch. I don't know. Now here's the thing. I don't judge drugs. I love drugs.
Okay.
I love them. I'm not like I'm holding. But if I'm going to go to jail or get shot, I want it to be my choice.
Yes.
That I bought the drug. I wanted to do it. Not like, I just
Mistaken
randomly was
identity.
handed them and then no one will believe you and they just sound like such a maroon all your life. Like, I was handed drugs at my bar. You know what you do. So I was like, no, I don't want these. And so he's screaming and I'm going, this is so like unsafe. The whole just is like, you got the wrong guy. And it was like a Tarantino movie was happening. And I was like, oh my God. And so then the guy hands me this gross, like sweaty espresso martini. He goes, here, drink that. And I was like, what is this? And he was like, we made an extra earlier. We can't sell it. So that was his like apology.
You're like,
I don't want this sweaty, dead espresso martini at midnight. And I was like, no, I don't want this. They were like, and I was like, I'm leaving. I am not cool here. So I left and I was like, I'm not going to go back there. That was really fucking sketchy. Because they're running drugs out of this bar.
Right. And
I was like,
really not subtly.
No.
not at all.
They're not organized.
They're yelling.
That's why they're yelling at each other. They're on coke.
Yes.
And they're constantly, and so so I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't go there for a while. And then I was hearing rumors that they were gone and they'd had new management.
So wait, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Those two people, were they just bartenders or were they part owners, managers?
I don't
You
know.
don't know. Okay,
I don't know. I think they were just the bartenders there.
Okay.
So they were gone. And so I had my birthday party there.
Okay.
And I was like, whatever. And because I'd been a time or two since then and it was way more chill. And I was like, okay, this is the chill vibe. And without these two people here, it's a lovely place. So I had my birthday there. And I got in and I recognized the bartender, but not from the bar. And I was like, oh, is he in the neighborhood or I see him, whatever. And he was giving me the foulest look, like just not cool. And then, now here's the thing, I'm very sensitive and I'll find horrible people every day. I will literally be like, this awful person on the street. Like I am aware that I will. But when I was having all my party guests coming up and going, the bartender was so rude.
Oh, no.
He like threw the drinks at us, like slammed them down.
Yeah.
Really, really rude. And I was like, okay, so something's going on. Then I realized that, I don't remember when in the night, but because I'm trying to like sort of talk to people and everything. And then I was like, oh my God, that guy on Scruff, gay dating app, had woofed at me, meaning I like you. Because on Scruff it's called woof because we're, such animals. And so he had woofed at me and I didn't woof back. And
oh my God, this sounds like...
I really hope he was having a bad day and that was also just coincidental. But I remember the face and I was like, oh my God, is this really that deep that we didn't have like a bad interaction. I didn't say I'm not into you. I just didn't respond.
You didn't woof back.
I didn't woof back. And I was like, I'm being punished for this thing.
That's insane.
I guess, or he's just a sour person and those two things, may not be connected.
It sounds like the whole bar was being punished because
I mean, seriously, my friends were all like, this is hilarious. It was almost like, is this a bit? Is there a hidden camera how rude he is being to everybody? It's your birthday. You have a good time. I don't remember the last part of my night.
Okay.
I literally woke up in my bed. And that's not, I drink regularly. And I never get blackout. Like I get tired. I get like, oh, I'm slurred. I will stop. Like, I woke up and I felt like poisoned.
Oh no.
I couldn't eat the entire next day. I was my friend walked me home and said, you were completely out of it. Like I had to put you in bed. You were completely gone. And I was like, oh, at my own birthday, I usually don't, because I'm talking so much. I really don't get to like get that. Also, you're kind of aware you have to be kind of on good behavior because new people are walking in the door. You're hosting. Yeah. So it's not a night that you get like really blotted. I mean, also, I'm 48. It's not like I'm like, yeah, let's go crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, was I dosed?
Yeah.
Like, did this
We did an
bartender,
episode on this.
Sounds like it.
And so, because I'm not to say I'm not responsible for my own drinking and but it just felt like next level.
Wow.
To where I was like, I don't even remember. I went from like, ha, 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 wake up in my bed.
Whoa.
Like in my memory. There was no moment of like, I need to slow down.
Yeah.
I'm always aware too on my birthday, like have a glass of water in between. I even fake it because people always want to bite in. I'm always like, ice water on the rocks with a lemon, whatever.
Maybe you did all of that cocaine that was in that bag. Maybe you found
You didn't say you gave it back.
it. No.
That was my gift for myself.
Right.
And the espresso martini. After the whole thing. So anyway, then I heard rumors that guy was not there anymore, and I still go back to this bar.
Oh.
And it's lovely now, but I'm waiting.
Well, you know what? It provides you with such good stories.
Oh,
How could
yeah.
you not
Yeah.
go back? Because
Yeah, I
what's
know.
next?
I mean,
What's
yes.
next?
Yeah.
What's your next adventure at this
I know,
bar?
right?
That's amazing.
You might get kidnapped.
Yes. They
I'm
might take
here for it.
take like an organ.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, yes. I wake up in a
Yes.
bathtub
Yes.
with yes, exactly.
The kidney gone.
Yeah.
Some stitches.
I'm on board.
He won't even know.
That's amazing.
I'll have a great story. I can come back because you want to have a third story.
Oh, that's so scary.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I don't want to think like he was so rejected that he just had this mission against me. But you just do wonder, like.
And he just keeps it with him in case someone who
I don't
didn't-
know.
Because he
didn't
runs
bark-
into somebody.
Yeah,
I know.
Didn't bark at
Just
him.
keeps
What
a
is
little
it?
GHB in his
Or was
pocket. I might
just
run
a
into
little
somebody.
like ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
He's got a ring, and he opens it up and he pours it in.
Oh, that is. I love that.
Yes.
See, now, if that was true about him, I might want to go on a date
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. 'cause
that's-
I'm like, you're a little witchy. I'm at the end of that.
That's kind of hot. Don't
a
use your
little
powers
camp.
on me. But now I want to date you.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Drew, that was a great story.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for coming
letting
on.
me tell it.
And what else can we watch you? I know I saw you in something recently, and I cannot remember what it was. So that's going to drive
I
me
am
bananas.
going to be in. I'm going to be in an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
I think.
wow.
Fun.
I just
Why-
did my first drama.
Why do you think?
Well, you never know. If you,
If it
you
gets
never.
cut.
I mean, I'm going to say yeah, but I think in April it's going to be. It's gonna
You
air.
watched that show.
I do.
My
And your
husband
husband
loves
watches
it.
that show.
It's a
One of my
loyal watcher.
stories.
Season 21. I got to do my
crazy.
first dramatic
Insane.
thing on TV, which
Oh,
that
how
was really
fun.
fun. Really fun.
Well, this was fantastic.
Thank y'all for having me. This was so much
Yes,
fun.
thank you.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Drew. And we will be back with What Did We Learn Today?
I got to woof back to a lot of people.
Okay. Christine,
Danielle,
are you ready to learn what we learned today?
I am.
According to ZipRecruiter, how much do mime jobs pay per year? $86,000.
Oh, man, I'm going into the mime business.
Thank you for listening. We're now mimes. That's,
Oh my
that can't be
God.
accurate. That can't be accurate.
They put their money in, I was going to say in invisible piggy banks, but I don't even know if that joke makes sense. Anyway, I don't understand how they can make that much money, but cats stay in heat for an average of 2 to 3 days. The length of the heat cycle varies from cat to cat and can be as short as a few days or as long as 2 weeks.
Oh.
Right, but this was 1 day.
But maybe there were 2 days before that you didn't see.
I mean, we see them every day.
Okay.
Like cats, particularly female cats, queens, can and often do mate multiple times during a single heat cycle, and even with different males, as it takes several matings to trigger ovulation. Oh, wait, so heat means you're not ovulating? Heat is prior to ovulating?
I guess.
like he was triggering her ovulation?
She was triggered.
She was. You were triggered too.
I was triggered. But the other thing is, if a cat's been fixed, they're not in heat, right?
No, they don't.
Right. So
Unless, I don't know.
are
Why am I
males
going to act like I know?
are males in heat or only females
I think
in
it's
heat?
I think it's females that go into heat and that
They send out a
that
pheromone or
brings-
something,
that brings
right?
the boys to the yard.
Right. Brian Michael Furcus, born 1989, better known as the stage name Trixie Mattel, is an American drag queen, television personality, makeup entrepreneur, and singer-songwriter. Originally from Silver Cliff, Marionette County, Wisconsin. Black Bag is a 2025 American spy thriller film directed by Steven Soderbergh and written by David Cope, or Cape, C-O-E-P-P. It stars Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
How's Pierce Brosnan in that?
He has a very small part. So it's hard to say.
fine.
He's just sort of servicing the material. It's not a big. A crocodile and an alligator were seen battling on a sidewalk in Everglades National Park on Wednesday, March 19th, as parkgoers watched nearby. South Florida is the only place in the world where the American crocodile and American alligator can be found together in the wild.
That's wild. That's wild.
That is wild. That's crazy.
Have you seen alligators, what they're doing now?
What are they
What are they up to?
Pretending to drown in the water to make people come and rescue them
So they can eat them?
so they can attack them.
No.
So
you
you just
kidding
see
me?
their hand, like they're in the water with their hands going like this.
Come on.
Google it. This is a real story. There's pictures. You just see their hand like in the water, like waving for help.
So this is like the orcas having fads.
Wearing the hats and stuff.
Put the salmon on their head.
Yeah.
They're like a new teen fad of alligators is pretending to drown
Too
to
much
trick
social
humans.
media.
to lure people to
It
Like,
kind of-
how do they tell each other that's what they're going to do?
Kind of makes me happy. Like
So
I'm not-
weird.
I mean, if you're dumb enough to be like, I'm going to go save.
I'm going to go rescue that alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Hilarious.
Hogzilla was a large hybrid wild hog and domestic pig
Oh.
shot and killed in Alapaha, Georgia in 2004. The animal's photo went viral, sparking debate about its authenticity. While the farm owner claimed the hog weighed 1,000 pounds and was 12 feet long, National Geographic experts confirmed it was closer to 800 pounds and 7.5 to 8 feet long. Godzilla's tusks, one nearly 18 inches and the other nearly 16 inches, set a Safari Club international record. Eat your pig before your pig eats you.
They're hungry. They eat. They're dangerous.
Yeah. Wild pigs currently exist in 56 of California's 58 counties and can be found in a variety of habitats ranging from woodland, chaparral, meadow, and grasslands.
You know what that means? We're one of those counties.
Yeah.
Well, I saw this one and then I was like looking through more and someone else said that they have been reported in every
county.
California county.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
So, I mean, LA County's huge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
Oh, I hope I don't get eaten by a wild hog.
It would be your
I mean,
name.
in your house. Yeah.
I know.
Pig Beach, located on Pig Major Cay, also known as Major Cay, is a beach on an uninhabited island or cay located in Exuma, the Bahamas. The island takes its unofficial name from the fact that it is populated by a colony of feral pigs which live on the island. It has become a tourist attraction in modern times. Okay, so people don't live there, but they can visit, I guess.
Yeah,
guess.
it's like $400. I saw somebody.
To go and play with the pigs?
They've
Yeah.
turned it into a
Yeah.
money thing.
I
what?
bet you
I'm
it's one of those like, hey, you want to go to Pig Island? Here, come on, we'll
Yeah.
take you.
Yeah.
Then you come back with braided hair and you look like an idiot.
You've got to get your hair braided.
Yeah. Wild pigs or feral hogs are considered opportunistic predators and omnivores, meaning they primarily consume plant matter, but also prey on various vertebrates, including small mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians, as well as scavenging on carrion.
Which is corpse. And
yeah.
then carrying birds or birds that eat corpses.
Oh,
Like a
thank
vulture.
you.
What do they mean when they say "carry on a wayward son"?
That means you carry your wayward. I don't know.
Dead
I
animal?
don't even know where the comedy of that joke was.
Listen, I have 2 announcements.
Oh, I love announcements.
The first one is for our audience. I know you were all excited by the horse episode being made live to the public.
Yes.
A couple people weren't that excited about it, and that was a little too graphic for them, but
Seriously?
that's
Sorry.
okay. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
I heard
I apologized in the intro.
Did you really? That's hysterical.
Enjoy. Sorry.
I heard from the judge
Oh,
yes,
that's
this
right.
is
Yes,
very
yes,
exciting.
yes.
who tried that case.
Can you believe it?
She is a fan of our show.
That is such a wild coincidence.
And we will be talking about that on our April bonus.
Awesome.
So buckle up, folks.
Yeah.
Not sure what else we're going to talk about yet, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something juicy. And the other thing is, unrelated to that,
Okay.
we do not have, that I know of, a wild boar on our property, but we do have a new guest. We have a white owl
You're kidding.
living in our owl box, and we are pretty sure she has babies.
Oh my God. Can you rig a camera up there? You
We
did?
already.
How?
So Sven took one of our Nest cameras, like our
Yes.
home security on the outside, and moved it and pointed it so it's always facing the owl box.
Okay.
So anybody who wants to break in, just know we have less
Yes.
security. Come get our, our 14-year-old IKEA couch that's covered with cat scratches. It's real heavy because it's a hide-a-bed. So good luck getting that out of our house and down the 800 steps and the driveway.
And on that steep driveway.
Yeah. So we only see her at night because we think in the day she's inside the owl box all the time. And then at night she'll come out and you can see her. She's pretty small. She'll be on the edge of it, just sitting looking out.
Okay.
And then she'll fly out and hunt, I think, to get food for the babies.
And the babies are in the box.
They're inside the box. You can't
Now-
see them.
Apologies again because I'm such a dodo bird. Is the box is like it's a box without a lid type situation, so they hop into the box?
Yeah, there's a circle cut out. Like so it's a like a narrow, tall.
Oh,
it's
okay.
nailed to our tree. It's up way
So
up high.
It's an open circle, but you can't really see in.
No, you can't.
Gotcha.
It's like 10 feet high up on a very tall tree.
Okay.
We do have some images from the Nest camera where we can see her, but it's really dark. It doesn't have night vision. I'll see if I can. My goal, because we're trying to find a wildlife camera that actually shoots night vision in color. And then we'll instead switch that to view the owl box. If that happens before this next episode comes out in the newsletter, I'll put some of those images on the newsletter because I think it's really cool. It's basically our own Jackie and Shadow, guys.
That is so cool.
But if not, I do have some images right now where it's really dark. Like Sven's like, watch. I'm like, all I see is black and a darker hole. Like,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see this like, and it's the owl flying. It's really pretty cool.
Why do you think there are babies?
My husband told me,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know why he thinks that.
Very trad wife of you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's me, trad wife for life. I'm gonna go make some sourdough. But yeah, so
Is there any possibility? I guess owls are more like eating worms and stuff. But is there any possibility that the owl would fly into your bird feeder thing?
no,
That has the video camera.
I think it's too. Sven was thinking about trying to set up that camera, but it's not really. There's not really a place we can hang it that it would sort of make sense. I guess I don't know.
But is it near? Like, would the owl be able to see that thing, or is it like on the other side of your house or something?
Yeah, it's like a different part of
Okay.
the yard. Well, he might be able to figure that out. I don't know because that camera is in color, but it's still not at night. Like you still wouldn't be able to see anything at night.
And so they're nocturnal.
Yes, because in the daytime, the Nest camera is fully color and bright, and you
But
can
the
see
owl's inside.
But the owls, you never see the owl. 'Cause
Gotcha.
It's at night when it's around 8:00. She'll go hunt, and then she'll sit on like the edge of the box, and you can see her just like.
Okay, that's very cool.
Have you heard hoots? Who's?
Oh,
We
yeah.
hear hoots all the time. Like there are lots of owls. Like we'll hear them, but we don't usually like see them. So to have one using the owl box and on our property is very exciting.
Yeah, it's weird to hear an owl in an area you do not like.
Yeah.
I've heard an owl at my place
Really?
once or twice,
Yeah.
and that's weird because I'm
Yes.
in Van Nuys or whatever. And you
Oh,
don't
he
expect,
admitted it. He said
Well,
Van
come on,
Nuys.
I'm in North Sherman Oaks. But yeah, you don't expect. And then I heard one at my mom. My mom lives on the edge of woods, sort of, in Novi, which isn't whatever. But it's still weird to kind of hear that because it's it's not an urban sound that
Yes.
you hear and that you're ever used to, and it's always a little like, you get a little
That's so cool.
creepiness sometimes.
Oh.
But I love owls.
I do too.
They're cool.
They're very cool.
Okay, well,
keep you
try
guys
to get
posted.
a picture. That's very exciting.
I will do my best.
Love it. Well, I guess that's about it.
I got nothing.
Oh, do you guys want to see there's the alligator pretending to drown.
Okay, that is
drown.
absolutely absurd. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my God. You know, it reminds me of that squirrel video where the squirrel pretends to be trapped under the broom
Yes.
and like plays dead.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
keeps moving the broom and is like really trying to commit.
Which I thought they're dumb. They have such tiny brains, but that's
Yeah.
pretty innovative.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, the squirrel has joined the feasting of the cat food. We now have a
I
squirrel
bet.
who comes up and eats the food, and the cats just watch it. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
You guys have a menagerie.
We really do. Okay, well, that was a fun show.
Really fun.
And until next time,
Remain calm.